Hi everyone, this is Rick. I'm saddened to hear yesterday of the passing of JOhn Romita Sr. He passed away on June 12th at the age of, I believe, 93 years old. He was one of the best. He was one of the classics, one of the best Spider-Man artists of, well, in my opinion, the best Spider-Man artist of all time. There are going to be a lot of McFarlane lovers out there, a lot of modern people who didn't really fall in love with comics the same way some of us old farts did, and have different opinions on it, but he's my guy. His Peter Parker is the Peter Parker that I love to read about. His Mary Jane is the one everybody had a big crush on when they were a teenage boy. His Harry looks like the Harry with the kind of wavy hair, and Norman. Those defined not just a generation, but generations of characters, and he just cannot be replaced. He had a lot of good covers, a lot of good art over the years. I want to say that he'll be missed, and I also want to review some of my favorite JOhn Romita covers here in this video, and that's really all I want to say today. I hope you enjoy the video, and take care. Bye-bye. First, we have this Our Love Story. It's an early non-Spider-Man JOhn Romita book. It's from 1969, and this one, you can tell it's him for sure. That looks a lot like every female JOhn Romita character in the 60s, I think. And I think what I really like is the clothing and the art style of this book. It looks very 60s-ish. And look at her, she's like reading, and she's got her finger in the book there. There's a lot of little detail that lets you see sort of the weight of the character on the couch there, and there's some very groovy looking hippie stuff here. It's just a really well laid out book, even if you don't like the story, which honestly the story is pretty dumb, but the art, you can't help but love it. It's just really, really well done. I'm a super fan of this work. I really like it a lot. It feels like the 60s, right? He's really captured the 60s, and tell me that this doesn't look a little bit like Mary Jane Watson here. So it just feels, I feel like I'm watching a movie from the 60s almost. So I really like it, as you can tell. Look at this. So then we have, of course, his first work on Daredevil. It's this number 17 here. None are so blind as those will not see. And you see the big Spider-Man face there. You'll see some of the first work. Might as well, while I'm at it, we'll take this out. The first time he drew Spider-Man. I believe it's this one. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong. It's right there. So we have Jazzy Johnny Romita draws Spider-Man, and that's it. Really super well done. I like it. There's a lot of text in this book, as there was in the early Daredevil books. That looks like that's the Peter Parker that I know, and the Jameson that I know. And this is it. This is the first time JOhn Romita drew that. And as many have said, he'll be sorely missed. And of course, 39 and 40 are some classic books. And Spidey Saves the Day. I love this cover. I love it because of how defeated the Green Goblin looks and how powerful Spider-Man looks in this picture. It's the best. It really is. You can tell that something crazy is going on in this storyline. This one, even though this is the first, I guess, true appearance of Mary Jane, I just like the cover because of the action. It looks like the birth of a superhero. You don't know who that is. We know now it's John Jameson, and it's just a good. I like the colors, like the book. This book, like many of my own books, ironically or counterintuitively can use a clean and press, but it is right. There we go. Nice it, Tiger. You just hit the jackpot. So that's it, and that is as JOhn Romita as it gets right there. look at Peter's face. He's just shocked. He's like, whoa, dude, I'm missing out. You've been avoiding her for a long time, and surprise, she's a stone cold fox. But we kind of expected that. We all know it now. So there's that one. And we have, what do we have here? We have the vulture. Now this one is one of my favorites, and the reason I like it is because it says the vulture's back. Get it? That's the vulture's back. I think that was hilarious. I thought it was funny. It's a funny cover to me because you see the vulture's back, and it's interesting. You only see the back of the vulture and the cityscape, and there's Spider-Man. It's just, again, well done. Classic. Can't have it. Can't show anything around here without this book, which is super, super classic. What else can I say, right? And then, of course, his son did this one, which is the best ever. You can see them. I've done a video on these before. It's a beautiful homage. I love it. This one I like, ASM 55 with the Doc Ock and Spidey's in these glasses reflecting, which is really, it's just a great cover. I like it. Who could not love this one? The first cover appearance of Mary Jane Watson. And Spider-Man's here separated by, a color and by a curtain, right? It sort of shows that she doesn't know what's going on behind her back. She's living her life carefree, not realizing that Peter as Spider-Man is back there saving her, which is, a motif that will happen throughout several issues. This one, these are old Peter copies of Prowler book. I like this one in the following book because we have the Night of the Prowler, and they have to be kind of seen as a pair. He's, zapping Spidey with some, green acid, I think is what it was. And then the following one is To Prowl No More. So the very next issue is Prowl No More, and it has Peter falling out a window and Jameson looking shocked, dropping the cigar. And so you're like, what is going on? Why was he in that with light of him, and now he's To Prowl No More? This fun covers. We skip quite a bit forward. We have Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 19. Here's a cover by Romita, which looks very Romita-esque, of course. It's Mary Jane in a Spider-Man suit. This is a job for what? You cannot figure out how that plays out, but it's a fun book. In there, the guy figures there's a guy who thinks that Spider-Man is a woman, which is I got to show you this one. I haven't opened this in probably 30 years, but if I remember correctly, there's a guy who he thinks he figures out Spider-Man's secret identity. He thinks it's a Mary Jane, and of course he doesn't do the interior art in this book. Romita doesn't. But there's a guy who thinks he's figured out the identity of Spider-Man, and that it's a woman, and that it's Mary Jane. And so it's hilarious that he there's just no way. I don't think any reasonably sane person could imagine that. So, but Alice, I think it's Alistair Smythe, Spencer Smythe's son. There he is. He thinks, he thinks he's got it figured out how this happened. So it's just dumb. But the cover's great, and it's got the Superman, this is a job for thing, and you're like, it makes you want to buy it because you're like, what? How is that possible? So, and of course they weren't married yet. She had just returned from Florida a couple years previously, and they were sort of off again dating. Then we have this one here, which is a great cover, and that's the Peter Parker. I think this may be the last time he drew the Peter Parker I really remember right there. That's the Mary Jane and Peter that we all know and love, and the Harry, and the Liz, and everybody else too that you Flash. We've got one-time enemy, now a friend, Aunt May, Robbie, Jonah, and it's just a really wonderfully well done cover. I like it so much. Oh, I don't know why I have this one in here twice. There's a better, I guess that's a nicer copy of that one. And here we go. Later, even, in 96, we have this one, which is a Spider-Man Blast from the Past issue. Black costume. I think it's the first time, it might be the first time. No, I think it's the second time that John Romita drew the black Spider-Man costume. That's just it's a fun cover to have. I really like it. So Then this one is a fun but sad cover. This is Amazing Spider-Man 800. We have John Romita with Spidey looking sad, and there's Gwen Stacy in the background. That is a very good cover. I mean, it just really, you feel it. He's emoting even in his advanced age at this time, writing, doing this cover. Then we have this one, which is 895 variant edition, which is, I'll show a picture. I have this other one called L'Uomo Ragno number 100 from, I think, 1992. I have the book, I just can't find it right now, but I'll find a copy of it and give you. But this is done with Mark Bagley and John Romita, and it says 92 here, but this just came out recently. But anyway, some of these pencils were John Romita, and I think I like this one and the other one. This one is, I think, might be the only time that John Romita Sr. drew Venom. But the other cover has, may have Venom, I'll have to double check, but it does have Black Cat on it. So he did draw Black Cat once and Venom at least once. And, you know, this looks much more Bagley-esque than it does Romita Sr.-esque, but you can see some hints of his work in there. So, well, that's all I really have for you. I just wanted to do a quick tour of some of my favorite books, my favorite covers. I'm sure you have some. I'd like to hear from you and see what some of yours are. And maybe, I don't know if you can share images in the comments, but I think it would be great if we could do that and just kind of talk about it, honor what is my favorite Spider-Man artist, and hear what everybody else thinks. So thank you very much.